Hello there. Today I'm going to tell you all of my favorite sunscreens that I could not live without. I know that's a bold statement, but I don't want to gatekeep, and I just want to tell you all of my favorite sunscreens that I have backups of, or if I don't have it, then I will immediately purchase it if I notice that it's running low. So go ahead and tell you my first favorite sunscreen. This is my all-time favorite tinted sunscreens. It's the Elta MD Tinted UV Clear Broad Spectrum SPF 46. The only reason I know about this sunscreen is from my cousin who asked me to purchase one for her. So I was like, okay, but I've never heard of this brand and you can't buy it on Ulta or Sephora or like the traditional, you know, makeup beauty stores. So I was like, where do I purchase this? But there are some online beauty stores that you can purchase from. I would say this is quite expensive. It is 1.7 ounce and it was $40 when I purchased this. There are sales pretty frequently and it's around 20% off, so when it does have that sale, I usually stock up. I like this sunscreen especially when I don't feel like wearing foundation. I just put this on and it has pretty minimal but nice coverage. This formula is quite different from all of my other sunscreen because it feels foamy. What I meant is that it has a whipped consistency where it feels really airy and light on the skin. It looks pretty dark when I first apply it, but as I blend it out, it matches really well with my skin. Throughout the day, this sits pretty nicely on my skin. It's like a tinted moisturizer. I do want to mention that this is a hybrid formula, so it has zinc oxide, which is a physical component, and octinoxate, which is a chemical ingredient. It also doesn't sting my eyes if you're curious about that. So if you want to try a new sunscreen that isn't all chemical, which could sometime break you out, then you might want to try this one. I do believe they have a new packaging, so if you find one that doesn't look like this, it's probably the new packaging. The second sunscreen, I fear that it might run out or discontinue. It's this brand, okay? This is the Elixir Daily Brightening UV Protector SPF 50 plus PA plus. Just take a good look at this because I have never seen this brand before and I feel like very little of you might know. This is a Japanese brand under Shiseido, but they only sold exclusively in Asia. On their website, they only list China, Japan, Singapore, and Vietnam as countries that they have websites, so I believe that's the only country they distribute to, which I'm pretty scared about because I love this so much. I got this in Japan and I just could never find it on like Stylevana, Yes Style, or a lot of like Korean, Japanese beauty websites. Literally have the packaging here because I want to keep this just so I could, I don't know, easily identify it in the future. So from the packaging and my Google Translate, this basically has a 3-in-1 emotions, makeup base, and sunscreen. I know that these type of 3-in-1 sunscreen is pretty popular in Japan. I got one from another brand when I was in Japan. I'm okay with this brand, but it's not the best comparing to this one because it has a little bit of white cast and a thicker formula. This, however, has a silky smooth consistency and it feels like you're applying on an essence or a toner, and it does not feel at all like a sunscreen. One thing I do want to say is that it's pretty expensive for the amount. I believe I got this $35 for 30 milliliters. Average Korean American sunscreen is around 50 milliliters, so this has around 3/5 of that amount for $35 and it's limited, so I only use this for special occasions. When I know that I'm out all day and it's going to be sunny, I usually wear this as the first sunscreen and then layer it with another sunscreen. This has never burned my eyes, sting my eyes, give me any bad reactions, irritations. If I can pick one sunscreen out of every sunscreen that I'm showing you today, it'll be this one. Please, Elixir or Shiseido, please make this available in the US. I love this so much. Okay, enough with the desperations. Another sunscreen that I absolutely love is this sunscreen. This is the Ate Vegan Relief Sun Essence SPF 50 plus PA plus. This is my most recent sunscreen where I did a review here. I know that I've only tried this sunscreen for a few months, but in that few months, I just could not stop thinking about how good this sunscreen. It feels like a moisturizer, but you have this velvety skin texture to it, which is so great for the winter. I love the packaging. It is bright and yellow and has a pump. It's also bigger than the standard size of 50 mils. This is 70 mils, and throughout the day it doesn't bother my skin at all. It just feels like it's part of my skin. Okay, it's just part of my skin. Alright, for the fourth sunscreen, I am choosing the Skin Medica Essential Defense Everyday Clear Broad Spectrum SPF 47 Sunscreen, Oily and Combination Skin. That is a mouthful. This is an American sunscreen, and this is pretty similar to the Elta MD, where you're not gonna find this at a Sephora or an Ulta. You'll probably find it on websites that sell Elta MD, so I'll link a few down below. This is also a hybrid formula, which means it has a physical and chemical ingredients. I tried this sunscreen even though there weren't a lot of reviews or anyone posting it online, because I was buying Elta MD and I was $20 short of like the free shipping, which I always go for free shipping, and I didn't want to buy more Elta MD. I want to try something new. I was like, okay, let's just try this sunscreen. This has a nice pump. I love it. I always love the pump. Maybe I've just been baking too much, but whenever I use this, it just feels like I'm pouring heavy whipping cream, half and half milk, on my face. It doesn't sound very pleasant, but what I'm trying to say is that this feels so lightweight. I like to use this on days where I feel like my skin is not doing its best, like when I'm on my second hair day. And I don't know why when I'm on my second hair day, my skin act like it's on a second skin day. It just feels so gunky, and I just don't like to apply a lot of heavy stuff on my face. I would generally reach for this one. This is also quite expensive. I believe it was $40 when I purchased this. The last thing I want to talk about this sunscreen is that it has a really weird scent. It smells like old dairy products. Is that weird? It pains me to talk about how much money I spend on these sunscreens that I love and cannot live without, because I just cannot imagine me spending so much more money to repurchasing it for the rest of my life. While talking about expensive sunscreen, there's also one that I could not live without that is pretty affordable. It is the OG sunscreen that I love and cannot live without. Is the Instant Tree Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sun Gel SPF 50 plus. This is my absolute holy grail sunscreen that I reviewed years ago, and I still love it. I still use it so often. I probably went through 2 or 3 bottles of this. What I love about the sunscreen is clearly on the name. It's a watery sun gel. It feels so incredible on my skin. It's like you're applying water on your skin, and it's just gloss over it. It gives me such nice glow over time. One thing I do want to note is that because it has hyaluronic acid, which is supposed to help with reduce fine lines, hydrate your skin, and reduce the appearance of wrinkles, a lot of times when I use a sunscreen, I feel like it's a lot tighter, and it has kind of like this tingling feel of like my skin is being stretched, which is a hit or miss sometimes when I'm in the mood for it. When I'm not, it might not. It doesn't sting my eyes nor any white cast, and I honestly just like to use this sunscreen. This is 50 mils, and sometimes you can get it for like $12 comparing to all the other sunscreens that start in the 30s. Yeah, this is a great deal. Great steal. Alrighty, that is all for this video. All of my 5 sunscreen that I just absolutely love, and I wanted to share it with you, and I hope that you guys find this video helpful. You know, summer is coming, but we do want to wear sunscreen every single day because it is very important. But that's all for this video, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!